So much media, so little time. Who keeps track of it all? That would be me. This is Bob Andelman, and this is the Mr. Media Interview, broadcast and recorded live on blogtalkradio.com from the new Media and American League Baseball capital of the world, St. Petersburg, Florida. This is a Hell's Kitchen interview that I didn't expect to do until the end of the show's 5th season on Fox. Joining me today is Giovanni, the steakhouse chef from Destin, Florida, who looked like he could go all the way with Chef Gordon Ramsay until he flamed out. Here's a clip from the show.
While Robert tries again on the John Dory, Chef Ramsay is counting on Giovanni on the meat station to get out the first entree of the night.
What is that?
Giovanni's best.
Hey, Ben.
Chef.
Is that like a chewed up bit of chicken from the dog? Here, that's your special. Yeah? Have a word with him, yeah? He's given up. Take all the garnish back, do whatever you wish with it. Your special has now become not very special, thanks to the face there. Hurry up, Giovanni.
Yeah, but I'm not the space chef.
Yeah, say that again.
I said I'm not the space
Yeah, you're
chef.
pissed, are you?
I'm not.
Look at me in the eyes! Not as pissed as I am! You donkey!
No.
Boy, oh boy. Because right now I don't give a face!
I'm an emotional person, but he can get in my face all he wants. He will not break me.
You're sending and you're trying to get away with it. Now I'm ready for an argument. Sending me that, you should be ashamed.
No, he just wants you to pop off.
And you want to get all sensitive.
No,
hey,
chef.
you want to get all
No,
edgy.
chef.
Hey,
No,
look
chef.
at me. You serve me like that. Take your jacket and off.
Yes, chef.
Giovanni struggled in the first episode, which ironically featured his specialty, steak, but he rebounded and demonstrated not only talent, but leadership and an amiable personality. Sometimes in Hell's Kitchen, though, culinary talent is not enough. So joining me this morning is Giovanni, the 10th contestant to whom Chef Gordon Ramsay has uttered the fateful words, "Take off your jacket." Giovanni, welcome to Mr. Media.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Sure. How you doing?
Fine. Great. Can't complain. I'm alive.
I got to ask you, now that I heard those bleeps again, and you can say it here, what was the word that was being bleeped at the beginning? Something face?
Fuckface.
Okay. All right. So
You said I'm allowed to say it, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
What happened to you on your last night on the show?
I messed up. You know, I messed up. Him yelling at me and calling me all those names just, doesn't help me perform any better. It just pisses me off.
Yeah.
It was just one of those things, and I just about had it with him. I don't know. I can't take that much kind of abuse from anybody. There was only two people in this world that were allowed to abuse me. Well, not abuse me, but yell at me, and those were my parents. He's not one of them. So he can go fuck himself.
And I gather you probably don't miss his impact on your life.
Nah, not at all. He can go, I don't need to see him again. He's not I don't know. He's not whatever. Let's try to keep it nice against him.
That's okay.
I would just like to knock his wrinkles off his face because he thinks he's the best person on earth. I respect him as a chef, as a human being. I like to meet him in a dark alley.
I want to go back to the first episode.
Here we go. The service.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I've been watching. So, the first episode it was kind of odd. It was all the talk about being a steakhouse chef, and there's the steak, and you had trouble with it. And was there something? I always wonder about this. Was there something we weren't seeing that was going on that was causing you trouble with that, or was it just a bad day?
You should go and watch that episode very carefully and notice that there's two people on the meat station. Okay? There's two people on the meat station. Just notice it. If you watch it very carefully, you'll catch that glimpse. There's two people on that station, and I'm on grill. That's why I got a pair of tongs in my hand, and I'm always facing a grill.
Right.
I put fillets in a pan. Just watch it very carefully.
Okay. All right. I'll go back and check that out. Well, let me ask you this. Did your exit, did it feel like it was building, or did it catch you by surprise that night?
I messed up that night, and by all means, it was, I deserved to be on that block. There was a couple of us that messed up, and I didn't do too good of a job, I guess. Hurting Robert, unfortunately for me and for Robert, which I regret to this day, was a big mistake. And I guess, talking back to Chef, he doesn't like that very much. But Not to be a big surprise. There's no surprises there anymore. You know, I mean, once you've made it through the few weeks, you expect the unexpected, and whatever goes. You know, it's there is no surprise. He does what he wants when he wants it, and you know, he wants to be the big dog in the house. So you know, I mean, he wants to show off his power and flex his muscles. So at that point, there is no surprises. It's just listen if he picks you to go, it's unfortunate because, you know, I mean, you don't try to win till the end, but it's also a lot less pressure, and, you know, there's no more pressure on you, and it does you a world of good just to have all that pressure off you, you know. The surprises, yeah, I was surprised that Lacey lasted so long.
Yeah, everybody was.
But, you know, I mean, that's the surprise, you know. Not because she was a bad person, she just had a bad attitude about her. You know, I mean, if she didn't have that attitude about her, I think she would probably maybe a little better than she did. Who knows? But you know, he does what he wants, and you can't talk back to the man because he's a little bitch, and he doesn't like that very much when someone stands up to him. So, you know, he likes everybody to bow down to him and kiss his ass, and I just about had it that last day.
I could tell that some of that's still lingering. What impact has being on? I clearly get that. Now, what impact has being on the show had on your career, if any?
I don't know. You know, I mean, I don't know if it's had any impact. I'm still myself. I try to be myself. I don't let it, you know what I mean, I don't let it get to me. I'm not trying to be a famous chef. I just, you know, I don't look for other opportunities that are arising. I love where I work right now, and I just enjoy myself. I just, you know what I mean, I did it to see, I auditioned as a joke to see how far I can go and not expecting to be picked, first of all. And then once I got on there, I just wanted to see, you know what I mean, how far I can go. I really never watched the show before until, you know what I mean, I've watched like one clip. I didn't know what to expect. My niece told me that he was a real hard ass, and you better be careful not to go on there because you're going to lose your mind and your temper. And I just did it as a challenge to myself and to everybody else to see how much I can take. And you know, it was an interesting environment and an interesting thing to do.
Do you think that any of the remaining contestants, chefs, have the ability to run the kitchen at the Borgata?
You know, I think a lot of the chefs have and had the ability, the present and the past, to run a Borgata restaurant. And, you know, it's just the constant pressure that you're under. It's a whole different animal than you're used to, you know. You're not running out there and doing crazy things when you're running a restaurant. You're more concentrated on your restaurant itself. Here it's just a barrage of things, and you know you're working with a bunch of people you really don't know quite well and everything else. So it adds extra pressure. I mean, you're trying to learn a whole new menu, and you never know what's going on from day to day. Everything changes every day, and there's new things that come up on every single day. So it's not. I don't think it's a realistic restaurant or atmosphere to be in. You know, I mean, I think some of those chefs that are left would do a great job running a restaurant, and some of them do run restaurants. So it's just that once you get into that atmosphere and that place, it's just a whole different animal, and that's what people don't realize.
All right. Well, folks, you can catch Chef Gordon Ramsay and the remaining chefs on the hit reality cooking show Hell's Kitchen, which has a new episode on Fox pretty much every Thursday at 9 p.m. And you can also catch episodes you miss or highlights at www.fox.com/hellskitchen. Giovanni, before we go, do you want to give a plug to wherever you're working these days? People can come by and patronize?
You can come see me at Best in Chops on 30A in Rosemary Beach. I'm there 5 days a week.
Terrific.
Come visit us.
Well, you kept Florida in there for a while, and we'll look forward to seeing more from you in the future. And thanks for coming on Mr. Media today.
Hey, there's still 2 contestants from Florida, so we're representing great.
Okay, well, we got some good food here. Thanks a lot, Giovanni.
Thank you.
All right, best wishes. And for dozens more food-related interviews, you can surf over to our main website, www.mrmedia.com, mrmedia.com. That's where you can listen to my earlier conversations with eliminated Hell's Kitchen chefs, as well as the editors of Cooking Light and Eats.com, and food and wine editor Gail Simmons from Top Chef, and many more. Please think about writing an online review of Mr. Media, casting a vote for Mr. Media, or marking Mr. Media as one of your favorites, whether you listen on Blog Talk Radio, Digital Journal, Podcast Pickle, Vox, Folio, Mediafly, Podfeed.net, Blueberry, Zencast, or Odeo. And subscribe to Mr. Media on iTunes, and you'll never miss a show. Just search Mr. Media Interviews from within iTunes and subscribe for free. You can also listen with a piece of string and a tin can in many locations. If you've got an idea for a guest, email me directly at bob@andelman.com. That's E-L-M-A-N. You can also follow me on Facebook or on Twitter, www.twitter.com/Andelman. Thanks so much for joining us today. I always appreciate when you give up a piece of your day to spend it with us. Thanks for listening.